What's up, ingrates?
I was not prepared for that shit at all. that was
Oh,
wow.
introduce your show, nigga. Oh,
All right. So this is a Just in Time Sports podcast after dark episode 3. I'm here back again with Jai from the Hey Jai podcast. This show is produced by
yo,
IMS Productions, which is his company actually. We're in great partnership with those guys. Entering month 2 of our partnerships. Very excited. Seeing a lot of growth in our different platforms. So we're very excited about that. Jai?
yeah, definitely. Lots of engagement. We love having just-in-time sports in the IMS family, especially with draft season ramping up. NBA playoffs right around the corner. We're in the thick of March Madness. All this great sports news is coming along. I'm be real. I'm be real. Since this is the After Dark podcast, boy, why didn't we do this shit in the fall? Cause
Right?
yeah,
This could
I
have
ain't
went
gonna hold
crazy.
y'all.
The
It's
weekly
kind of
show?
been trying to produce, and we can pull back the curtain here. Trying to produce topics whenever it's like a
And there's
slow.
nothing happening.
I ain't gonna lie. These JTS after dark, y'all get real familiar with us in like July, whenever it's like baseball season. Like,
Whenever after the NBA finals end, and we like, man, no, right after NBA free agency, it's that month before football start, and you just
I ain't
sitting
gonna
there
hold
like,
you.
whew,
NBA free agency ain't been hitting in like a couple of years.
it's not going to. They screwed themselves with the CBA.
They got too much damn money, and so it's just kind of
No,
like,
it's not even that. They screwed themselves with the CBA. So now teams are doing pre-agency thanks to the Lakers, and so they're just trading for the star early. Like
wow.
the Pacers, instead of signing Pascal Siakam in June, traded for him at the deadline. Is going to extend him in June. Like it's the same concept. It's just doing it early.
So, wow, LeBron, thanks for ruining
Basically,
basketball again.
basically, LeBron
No,
and Pelinka, we did
I love,
pre-agency.
I love LeBron. He's the goat.
Definitely
He's not my
is.
favorite player though, but he's the goat for sure. If you don't agree with that, you don't have eyes. But forget men's basketball because
No one
nobody
cares about
cares
that.
about that shit right now. Man, madness on a Monday.
Yo, I want to give a lot of credit right now to women's basketball. They had an opportunity, and Monday legitimately felt like one of those fork in the road moments because the whole world was watching. And as we saw, the numbers came out. Iowa LSU actually broke the ESPN college basketball record for the most views. They had 12.3 million viewers, most for men or women on ESPN platforms. They actually outdid every ESPN broadcast except for Game 5 of the NBA Finals, 3 college football games, and I believe that's it. They outdid every MLB game. They outdid any other sport that was on ESPN except the NFL doesn't count. Um, but
They outdid every college football game. Period.
yeah, except for
Either
the semifinals and the championship games. That's it.
yeah, yeah.
They
Every
outdid
regular
everybody.
season, every regular season game except for Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah, and then they outdid every, like I said, every basketball game except for Game 5 specifically of the NBA Finals, and they delivered. And then
Yeah.
of course you come right behind it with Paige versus Juju, and it was one of those things where what
Hey,
you
Juju's
wanted
gonna be a problem.
a big problem. She's 18. She was
All
her
you
19.
girls in the, all you women in WNBA, y'all lucky that she 18.
Y'all look at she 18 because she was 21, 22.
She be taking some of y'all checks. I ain't gonna lie.
She's 6 feet. She's 18, and then she didn't turn 19 until like June or July. Like it's not like what I'm saying. So she's gonna be a legitimate problem when she shows up in the W. But it was an opportunity for the women's game to go full fledged. The whole world was watching. Devin Booker scored 52 last night against my Pelicans. I didn't watch 1 second of the game. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you if he made a dunk. Couldn't tell you if he hit a three. No idea. Still don't know actually. Um, and there was not 2 blowouts. It was games. It was close. Um, LSU, Iowa. Of course, they have their rivalry. We're going to discuss the games in more detail in a second. They have their rivalry going on. None of their own volition, just people are people. So they've created a rivalry between the two schools and the two cultures, really. And then, of course, USC and UConn was the battle of the present and the future with Paige Beckers, who was part of the same recruiting class of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And then, of course,
Yeah,
Juju is the leader of the freshman, best freshman class probably since the Page class. Because it's Juju, Michaela Williams at LSU, Fuwale at South Carolina.
This
So
is the first time in a long time that we can say that women's basketball has been fair or unfair has been so captivating to casual fans.
fair, fair,
I,
because
I it's just the fact. I remember, and like I said, we about to dive into the games, but they was making memes about Haley Van Leaf,
Haley
Haley Van
Van
Lith.
Lith, yeah,
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, y'all made it because 3, 4 years ago,
no one would have cared.
no one would have cared. No one would have known. They would be like, oh, okay. And that's just the reality of the sport. But a lot of people don't realize because, especially men do this a lot. Everybody, whenever it comes to women's basketball, everybody magically gets a marketing degree and become a COO of
And
finance
magically know how to grow the
and
game.
and knows how to grow the game and like no, like they're doing it the right way. It's a fairly young league. I think that didn't the WNBA come in like the 90s?
The WNBA started in 1997
Yeah, see,
or
I wasn't
96,
even
one of the two.
born.
Yeah, 97,
Yeah,
96, one of the two.
yeah. So it's just like you can't even rent a car in most states. So
Yeah, the WNBA just had that 25th anniversary either last season or the season before that.
so
Um,
the 75 year, I
no,
think
I'm
that
saying
makes I think it
no.
makes it might have been around like 95 because it was around I think it was the 75
Yeah,
year.
yeah, because
Because that's whenever
The
they
NBA was
when
turning 50
yeah,
whenever the WNBA was starting or was
yeah.
getting in the process of starting.
So it's a relatively young sports league itself, just the concept of it. And I mean, man, what it's doing like we seen some ballers. We ain't seen ballers like this since probably like that mid 2000s run whenever the Sparks, because everybody knew Lisa Leslie and the
Everybody knows
Sparks
this.
because
Yeah,
that was because they was going off at the same time the Lakers was going off. So that was probably like the most interesting time in my lifetime that the we're not even talking about WNBA. This is just college. Like that's the thing though. Like that's crazy. Like you have to group women's basketball like that together because that's just college, right? What the college game is, what South Carolina, Don Staley and she did with her troop in South Carolina, Kim Mulkey and
factory.
LSU. Shout out to my Lady Tigers, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin MF and Clark. Period.
I
Period.
mean,
Period.
I was talking a lot of noise over the past 24 hours.
But
Past
hey,
48 hours. Hey,
hey, that
hey,
girl good. That girl
hey.
good. She cold too. I love her attitude. Her and Angel, I see why everybody pissed them against each other. And I guess we're just gonna talk about that game first because
Might as well.
right, right, right. So down to the wire game. But Kaylin Clark, she that Iowa team sucks.
That is
We're gonna
horrible.
be candidate. We're gonna be candidate.
Like
We're gonna be candidate. It's
I'm
Caitlin Clark
so
and
glad. I'm
Shutter's
so
playing my
glad that I'm so glad that coach has an automatic contract extension like kicked in because they're gonna suck next year. Like
they aren't they every time I saw somebody if Caitlin touched the ball first, it was probably gonna have a good result. If she ain't touched the ball,
oh, it
they
was
did
so
some
bad.
dumb shit. It was a turnover. It was a
Air
missed
ball.
shot. It was missing layups. Like, yo, and it was the number one seed. That girl is amazing. She's probably gonna play the year again.
Yeah, no, she's definitely Naismith Player of the Year again on her side. On the women's side, no one cares who wins on the men's side. But yeah, no, I talked a lot of noise, and she has a scouting report. I'll dive in deep into more of that in the audio show. The YouTube show really isn't the super breakdown
Yeah, that's
technical.
not for the nerds.
Yeah, so
This for
I'll
the group
dive.
chat.
Yeah, it's for the group chat.
This
Yeah,
for the group
but
chat.
I'll dive into more of the audio show actually tomorrow. We'll do more of the audio show, but yeah. I mean, what can you say? She made two of LSU stars shrug after she hit shots over them. Like, there's nothing you can do. She's shooting from
LSU
30
supposed to be
feet
the winners
over
this
you.
year. LSU loaded up not to beat Caitlin again. LSU loaded up to go beat
To go win
South
again.
Carolina to
Yeah.
go win again. To because they ain't played South Carolina last year in the tournament,
No.
so they wanted to go beat South Carolina. But Caitlin said, I'm Thanos." Like that's it.
She's like, no. I gotta get South Carolina back. Don't worry. I gotta go get
Yeah,
them.
Yeah. So that's crazy. And shout out to LSU women's too. Angel played great,
Yeah, she
17 and
played great till
20.
she rolled her ankle early.
She wrote
I
her
mean,
ankle. I
for
ain't gonna
those of
lie.
you,
If there's a woman Shaq, it's her.
I mean,
She
considering
played.
Shaq's her godfather,
She played so tough. Like she get down there. I saw her. She got that Tyson Chandler thing really well. The
or
tap
that
out.
slap out, yeah.
Yeah, the slap out for the rebound. She always getting dirty. She's always moving ball, passing the ball. Like she's really a dog. And then she a big body, but man, she played it all. Shout out to Flo J. You know what I'm saying? They played it all. Kim, you tried. I know everybody's saying you should have made adjustments. You should have took Haley Van Leaf off her. And man, ain't nobody's gonna do nothing to that girl that night.
She, I don't want to break it down too far, but there's a way to do it. And I'm deep into the WNBA trenches, right? Like I'm a WNBA fan, so I was keeping my eye because once they started tweeting out so much, because they were all watching too
Of course,
about, huh?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I'm starting to watch what they're tweeting, and most of the stars are saying, oh, Flage gonna get her, or oh, switch Flage on her, or whatever. Like something we were all saying stuff too. Brittany Sykes, who's one of the better defenders in the WNBA, tweeted something I thought was very interesting. She tweeted something along the lines of why they keep letting her go left. Everybody knows she wants to fade left, which is true. Her shot chart is like ridiculous to the left side. To the right side, it's not nearly as strong.
I'm about to I'm about to debunk all of that right now. Luca wants to go left. Harden wants to go right for his page, right? If you push them to the other side, what do?
They drive usually.
They drive, and they drive and they either score or kick, and that's what they did every time they didn't let her go left. So would you rather her shooting, falling, fading logo threes, or would you rather her get to the paint and all your bigs, your best players, your big, who's already in foul trouble
And hurt.
and hurt? No, it was a smart game plan. She didn't make any easy shots. Like I'm sorry, that's not a defensive issue. She's an offensive threat.
I, I
Period.
I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be honest here.
They got dudes in
And
the NBA. They got dudes in the NBA that wasn't making no shots.
there's multiple dudes in the NBA that can't make that shot. Um, I'm gonna be honest here, and I hope if we have any Iowa support out there, they don't cancel me here. If I had a choice between Caitlin Clark shooting a 30-footer or Hannah Stalky shooting anything, I'm gonna choose Hannah Stalky shooting anything. Like it's like they LSU had to make a choice and they got stuck. Last year they played it. They made a choice. Look, you can make whatever you want to make. The rest of them ain't doing nothing. And then this year they got caught in the middle. And I think it's hard to say the post game. I don't want to say it's Kim because I can't remember hearing her say it. But she basically pretty much what was said was when the others have 21 and 17, that's what messes the game up. Kaylin get her 40. If nobody else does anything, it doesn't matter. The problem was I think Hannah Stolke had 21 and then Martin I think had 17 or vice
That's the
versa.
thing though. But that came from what Caitlin was doing. It's not like them girls was getting ISO buckets. They was getting spoon fed because you just can't stop her.
You can stop her.
If she missed,
But I'm saying
if
you can
she
stop her in
missed,
general. You
that's
can
it.
stop
You
her in general.
can't.
All I'm saying is she didn't start on the U19 team for a reason.
Nobody in college can stop her. I'll tell you that.
I would have loved to see Flage with no fouls give a shot at it, but that's neither here nor there. And Alexis Morris bothered the hell out of her in the championship game last year.
Well, Alexis Morris isn't in college. Alexis Morris is tweeting
Um,
from a hotel. She's spiraling, but
I'm saying Alexis Morris is an
she
international hater.
doing other stuff. But I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that video, I was like, "Why is little mama talking so much about?"
Bro, she tripping. Like,
She looked like little mama Glorilla family tree. Like,
she tripping. If she on that family tree, she's a distant cousin. But
but yeah.
nah,
So that
she
was that
tripping.
was that was messed up. The other game of the night, UConn USC.
Paige v Juju.
Paige v Juju. That was my first time watching a full. Yesterday was my first time watching any full really basketball games.
I would say basketball in general.
Basketball in general, but Juju problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She one
I'm
of them.
trying. I'm transferring out of there too. After seeing what she just did, seeing what I did this season, I'm leaving too. I ain't about to.
She one of them.
We took a picture together. Nah,
I'm
hold,
good.
cut me out because hey, she's a problem.
She's one of them, dude. She's 18. I would say this yesterday in a few different discussions I was having, and I don't mean this like figuratively. It's literally Juju Watkins and a team of Ivy Leaguers,
She's so skilled.
and it's so like you can tell she works hard, but like the way she glides down the court and just Euro step, stops on a dime, drops a floater, and
She
it's
has a
like
better bag than Caitlyn. I would still say Caitlyn's better than her right now, but I think that she has a better bag than Caitlyn, just in
she can
terms
do.
of
Yeah,
like she could do more, but she's just inefficient. But I mean, shit, I like that. Like taking 30 shots. If you know you're the best player, shoot the damn
easily,
ball. Yeah,
easily the best player.
shoot the damn ball. This whole getting your teammates involved nonsense. No, it's just, you got to be the best player. And you're going to a league with like 12 teams anyway. Shoot that shit.
Get your
Like,
shots up.
yeah, like nobody gonna
Passing
care.
them for what?
Yeah.
Hey, get your shots up. But Juju is yeah, she's special, man. And it's like and I was trying to posture I'm an LSU fan, so I was trying to posture Michaela Williams, who's the number 2 player in the country. Like, oh, Michaela's right there with Juju, and
Nah,
Juju's got the hype, and
LSU really
yeah,
solo, bro. Like,
I like Michaela Williams and all, but she ain't Juju. Like,
yeah.
mm, mm-mm.
Would
I
it be
mean,
wrong to say that LSU went for the wrong right shooter in the free agency? In I'm sorry, NIL agency transfer portal in the transfer portal C State, they went for the wrong.
uh, uh, and it wasn't good.
Haley shot horrible for the tournament though. I don't
She's not
know.
horrible all season.
20%
But
in the tournament. That's crazy.
that came down to she was uncomfortable all season.
I don't like how they
With
did the
she was
offense.
uncomfortable all season. She came to LSU as an All American shooting guard,
Yeah.
and
And they had a
then
playing point.
they had playing point guard because Kateri Poole for whatever reason got put off the team. So then Haley became the smallest guard available. So Kim Mulkey saw a lot of herself in Haley and made her a point guard. She's not a point guard. So every time she's coming off a screen, she's open. Her brain, instead of just saying fire it, just started saying, "Do I dish it? Do I drop it off? Oh, now I shoot it." And it was just she looked uncomfortable all season. I'm hoping for her sake she comes back, and I'm hoping they get her a point guard.
So you saying that she had, because that's what Skip Bayless said why he only averaged like 2 points, because they was like he was really a shooting guard, but they tried to make him a
No,
point guard. That's what Skip
no,
Bayless said. You saying
no,
she
no,
skipped?
no.
You saying her coach holding her back?
I am. I know it wasn't on purpose. It was just a situation where she was in the wrong position. It was out of necessity. LSU had 7 players all season, really 6. Aaliyah De Rosario didn't start playing until like halfway through the season, right? So they had six and a half players, not 6.5 players all season. She was playing point guard of necessity. Flawley's not a point guard.
Well, they needed somebody to go guard Caitlyn. Probably should have asked her brother to come down from the stands again.
I don't think he's allowed in any NCAA arena ever.
As he should.
I think he's
That
been
was
banned. That was
as he
ridiculous.
should. He should have went to jail. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, can we talk about it though? How that man pulled up on Cardozo and realized how big she was and stopped doing what he was doing?
Hell yeah. He pushed that girl ain't move. He said, nope, nope,
You got it.
nope, you got it. Float.
He
You got it, Shorty. I don't even hear him.
he damn near arrested himself. I'm good. I'm good.
But we kind of touched on it earlier. It's a big turning point for women's basketball, like in general.
Huge, man.
And I think it's created like a lot of discourse with women's basketball. The Ice Cube, Caitlin Clark offer
5 M's.
5 M's. How you feel about that?
Oh, I have so many different feelings about that. That specifically. For one, if I'm every guy in the league, I feel disrespected. And the reason why is basically they're not paid very much to be in the Big Three.
Nah.
Most of them do it out of the love of the game, right? They just want to keep playing. Or like Michael Beasley, usually like a warm-up for he went to China.
Some of them need a check.
Some of them need the money, right? Like, you know. But like Nick Young's around because he just likes basketball. Gilbert Arenas played because he likes basketball. Kenyon Martin played because he likes basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these guys played it. Now, if you're Glenn Davis, you might need to check. I ain't gonna lie to you. He might.
Nah, he a scammer. And
Need
he type, Big Baby, I remember you said you was gonna give me a tip when I was 15, working at that water park, and I was servicing your family. You said you was gonna give me a tip. I'm thinking like, yo, it's like you spending buku money. You only gave me 10 soggy ass dollars. I ain't forget, dog. You said I got you, big dog. I got you to take care of you. 10 fucking dollars.
I
Like,
mean, hey, it's $10 you to have, right?
if you're not from Louisiana, you're not from Baton Rouge, and you've been in the Blue Bayou Heat, yeah, I deserve more than $10.
But yeah, no. So a lot of them do it for the love of the game, right? A couple of those guys do need the money. Like I said, Beasley was using it for a warm up before he went to China, and they're not getting paid anywhere near. I don't think all their salaries put together equal $500,000.
Are you serious?
I don't think. I think the big three salary is like not that much money. So the fact that they went to a limb and so we offered a $5 million for what? So I guess you assume
It's
she
a draw.
sells. But I'm saying I guess you assume she sells out the arenas, but you're not even. I've seen how the big three sets up the arenas. Most of the stands are covered. So
Nobody's
unless you're gonna, huh?
there.
No,
Somebody's
I'm
there.
saying because they're playing half court. In order to not have this weird big backdrop, they like cover the back half of the court.
I think they would have adjusted some way to make it work for her. And I don't think that she was the only one that was going to get an offer. I think she's the only one that got offered now because it's been a lot of backlash, which I ain't gonna lie, some of that shit's hating.
Okay,
But
so reports are saying I'm reading a report from Sporting News, and it's saying that players get up to 100 grand a season.
that's crazy.
I mean, but it's only 10 games max. So if you look at it that way, but I'm saying so the maximum anybody can earn in the big three is basically it's a basically damn near weekly contract. You get a 10 grand a game,
I mean, but
and you're
in
gonna
the
go 5 million for her.
WNBA, in the WNBA, in the like the top five, only like 200K. So,
Yeah, I think the big max last year was like 240K or something like that.
and I think
Um,
what's her name? Not Betty, Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond's the only coach over
She's
a
getting
million
a
dollars.
million. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the only coach over $1 million. But I mean that's summer work for a lot of the girls, a lot of the ladies. I'm sorry, a lot of the ladies. That's summer work for them. They with the Brittany Griner thing kind of shut down Russia, but a lot of them go to Russia and China and Europe to make their real money. Um, 150 grand in a couple months is good work, especially if you get a chance to play with their teammates, stuff, etc. But to go to 5 million for her,
She's
win
worth
or
it.
win
Do
or
you see how
lose.
many records that she broke?
Oh, she's breaking everything. She's breaking Steph Curry records, Tamika Johnson's records, Cheryl Swoop's records,
Hold on for like
her
two.
own records.
And we're back. There's some technical difficulties. But
But yeah, no, she's breaking records left and right. 5 million is outrageous. If you just said 1 million, 2 million, I could justify it.
I mean,
She's
think
a
about
draw
the
for
other
two
offers that she could have
games.
had. But think about the other offers that could have been out there, right? And then how at least it said that like it wouldn't be one Ice Cube excuse was kind of bullshit. But I ain't gonna lie, it was like,
Oh,
oh, we wanted to put more eyes on the women's game. No, you didn't. That's the biggest draw in basketball right now, and so you want to get on that whenever. This is probably her ending college is probably the cheapest that somebody's gonna get her. So you make
I
it seem like you're not about to touch this money. This is the cheapest somebody's gonna get her right
mean, yeah, because if she goes with the gold medal this time, her price is gonna go up.
now. Exactly. So
Um, but I mean, I didn't like the offer, man, because I kind of Okay, let's just break this down. We've officially crossed into the cross gender situation. Let's just break it down. She's 6 feet, 155 pounds.
right,
She would last about 3 games with the men.
Katino Mobley is gonna fuck her up.
Bro, like who is she? Nate Robinson's gonna just move her around the court. Like, you know what I'm
But this is why.
saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I think that they were gonna adjust. I wouldn't be surprised if they would adjust the rules if they started incorporating the women in, especially because one, they're probably gonna be in better. not probably. They're gonna be in better shape than the old niggas. Have you seen some of the 3v3 games? It looked like Lifetime Fitness just with a bunch of 6'8" dudes.
It'd be
Like
hilarious after they get to that little halftime. It'd be like 33, 30.
whenever they
They got
just
to get to
start
50.
shooting, when they shoot a bunch of the 4 pointers,
4 pointers. They
they
try to get the game
tired.
over with.
Them dudes is like 40 and 50 years old. They're tired. They don't want to.
Muhammad Abdul Rauf be the main
Yeah,
one cooking because he's still in
yeah.
hella shape. Everybody else be getting cooked. Or what's his name? The young one. I can't think of his name right now. But like, yeah, all the young dudes take over.
Like
Cause
Rodney
all the
Stuckey or
old,
somebody.
huh?
Like Rodney Stuckey. Like the dudes that didn't make it, like have a
No, I'm
long
talking
career in the
about
league.
like, yeah, like Isaiah.
Hartenstein.
Not
Nah,
Hartenstein, bro.
I know you're
Isaiah
talking about the
Briscoe.
dude that had the shit with his eye. Oh no, Isaiah Briscoe.
Isaiah Briscoe's in
Everybody thought he was
there,
gonna be such a dog. He
right? Then they realized he couldn't shoot a basketball.
yeah.
Then it's another one. Some of them young dudes. Oh, Franklin Sessions. Frank Nitty. Yeah, he's in there too. It's like they always take over in the second half. Like, it'd be funny because like by the time they be having 10 points left in them games, they're 40, 50-year-old dudes like
Yeah, bro. So I think they definitely would have changed the rules behind it with her. But I mean, Ice Cube whole thing is that we're trying to support our women athletes and do all that. Cube, love you, man, but nah, bro. She's a
you
draw, and you tried to
you
throw a bag at it to get a draw.
I
Call it
was
what it
say
is. You know what's crazy? He didn't
you
even have to say anything.
he
He
didn't.
was just a report.
You and your board came together, ran the numbers, and y'all projected she's worth to the league, let's say $8 million. So you threw five at her and say we'll make $3 million profit off her.
She's worth a lot more than that
But
because
I'm
what
saying,
you
like, they ran
underestimating
the
is
numbers.
you underestimate the TV money.
That's true. That's true.
Because
Because
now
right now they're on YouTube and something else. I mean, they
they
got a couple
share
CBS
one.
spots too, but yeah.
Yeah, the couple of CBS spots, but it's because the WNBA come on CBS too.
Uh and
Yeah, so they
Ion.
yeah. But that's what they're trying to get a TV deal because they know that at least for the next 2 years, people are gonna have eyes on her. And I'm sure that they was gonna offer her back to Angel Reese because they built up the whole rivalry. I wouldn't be they're gonna try to get them in
More.
right now
Yeah.
because the NBA players, they not aging out. Kevin Durant averaging like 28, 7, and 7.
He's like
LeBron averaging LeBron.
35. I say
Yeah,
LeBron's doing LeBron numbers actually more
yeah,
officially than damn near ever. He's damn near
like,
40.
like athletes, they sticking around.
So the whole
So
concept of the big three itself is kind of fading.
exactly because you're not getting enough people. So it's kind of like, well, how do I remix it? And honestly, the fact that the NBA didn't hop on the big three, which how they did with the G League, is kind of weird to me. I feel like you can have a developmental league, and I feel like you can also have something that's like a veterans
Like a
type
retirement
league.
league.
Yeah, not like a retirement, but like something. You know what I'm saying?
I
Something like
mean, let Cube tell it. He broached those conversations, and the NBA wanted him to stop doing what he was doing. So
the
that's
NBA, because he owned it. The NBA didn't want a piece of it. The NBA
yeah,
wanted it.
the whole
They didn't
thing.
want him to
Yeah,
own it. Yeah, so it was like, yeah. But anyway, back to the women. Speaking of women are women's biggest haters
they are.
because
They are.
everybody was hating on that bag. I know what y'all was trying to say that it's disrespectful to the thing, blah 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 blah. Y'all was just hating on that bag because they didn't come to y'all. And listen, I hate to sound like a caveman, but if y'all was more entertaining, somebody throw y'all 5 million too. Because we've never seen hype like this from women's basketball.
That's not even caveman. That's business.
I know, but when you try to mansplain,
Like,
you
Ka-
sound bad.
Ka- Kaylin Clark is
We're
a
not those
very
people. We're not. This is not no red pill shit. But I ain't gonna lie.
Kaylin Clark's a very marketable business right now. She's an
Yeah,
incredibly marketable. She's the most marketable
she's the most marketable women's
collegiate
basketball player right
athlete.
now.
Yeah, she's the most marketable women's basketball player in the world.
I wouldn't say
Like,
collegiate athlete technically because Caleb Williams still. And then you
even
got Shador. You ain't
okay,
got
Shador.
Shador.
Okay, fair.
And
She's
then I
one
don't care
that's
what nobody says. Arch Manning, if he'll stop putting his fucking foot in his mouth.
he talks too much. To say he's a rich kid, he should have had a lot more PR training than that. But
Nah.
anyway, but Yeah, so
My
she's
boy
one of the
football
most
trainer too. She actually
marketable.
coaches at Texas.
Facts.
But
She's one of the most marketable college athletes. Definitely the most marketable female basketball player in the world.
yeah,
She's a money business right now. Like I said, at least for the next couple of years. Now her play will have to prove it in the WNBA, etc. But
and we got to see if that audience, that following, is going to translate. I think her people, they should come out at the same time.
I think Angel's coming back.
That's the thing, though.
I don't, I
She,
don't, I don't have any reporting on that. I don't have any inside information on that. I think she's coming back.
in my humble opinion, I think that they're missing out on a bag.
If they come out
Um,
together, make it a Larry Bird,
if they
Magic
come
Johnson
out
situation.
together, they could be a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and then who you got coming in 2 years? Michael
Juju,
Juju.
yeah. The future
The
right behind them
WNBA can
takes off
hypothetically, but it can take off.
because you'd
It
have
can,
Kalen and Angel developed, and then Juju comes in as the hot rookie, ready to take all their crowns.
and then like a benefit that they have.
And Paige Becker's in between that.
True, true. And then like a benefit that they have is that like you have social media. You have this is gonna sound even worse to say, but people actually caring about what women got going on. Like if we're just gonna keep it a buck, the progressiveness of this country, the progressiveness of the world can only help the WNBA right now if they
That could
use it properly. It can only help because you got social media. People, this could be sexist, but guess what? If you set it up as a rivalry, they're gonna think that the girls is catty, and people love that. That's just a fact.
even the rumor of it last offseason drove an entire summer of conversation.
They can actually hoop, which
They
is
can actually
probably the
ball.
most important piece. They're actually good, like good and entertaining to watch, right? So you couple those things in, I think her and Angel should come out at the same time because they have a built-in rivalry. Um, let's do it. Like
I mean, that's all anybody's gonna talk about in the drafts.
exactly.
And then as soon as they get drafted, they're gonna be so when Angel and Caitlin first time they played in the regular season. It's
It's
gonna be a
gonna be
national
it's
TV
gonna be a
game.
it's gonna be a national
Yeah,
game,
it's gonna
and
probably,
then
if
oh,
not sell out, get close.
then you might see like other stars. You might be like, oh shit, who's Lexi Brown? She's fire.
Yeah,
She
who?
can hit like four threes in a row.
Yeah, she balling on Angel team. Angel kicking her every time.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so
like it'll be like little stuff like that. Like, and this is just our outside man brain thinking. Like we, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like I think little stuff like that can take the game far. I think women's basketball is heading in a good place because I know I never particularly cared about
we
women's
know,
basketball.
we know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
just give
was
it.
I was our WNBA person in the group chat.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, they got some ones in there. They got some ones coming. So all you fine women who got them tall dudes think that you was gonna have D1 sons. Now you got them big ass daughters. Thank you. Did you make the WNBA more interesting?
You got them big 6'2" girls. Well,
Hey, you got the 6'2" girls. Hey, put a ball in their hand. We get the credit.
tell them how to do a rebound. Tell them how to box out.
Box out. Turn 5. But in not so great news coming out of women's basketball, if y'all didn't know, that's pretty much what this episode is going to be about today. Big Moki, Big Kim, not the little one.
Not the little one at all.
So she had an LA Times story, I believe, that came out.
She's had two stories. She's had one in the Post, Washington Post,
Mm.
that she threatened lawsuits over before it even came out.
Ooh.
And then she had everybody got on the LA Times about the article they put out.
Yeah, then they like issue an apology and do
Yeah,
like.
they issued a apology and edited it on their website.
Which one you want to tackle first?
I guess in the order they came out, because I guess the Washington Post one was first. So Washington Post article, for you to give a little background on it, it was rumored to come out right around the round of 32, right around the first couple rounds of LSU's tournament, the NCAA tournament. And Kim Mulkey said she already hired the best defamation lawyers and she's ready to sue. And so I'm, being a sports fan in general, but LSU fan, I'm curious. Like, what do they have on you that made you lawyer up that hard and threaten lawsuits publicly before it even comes out?
They had
right?
Kim Mulkey making Klan mad. Like,
Like, bro, you know, yeah, right. So the article drops, and I read the entire article. It's a pretty lengthy article, pretty good article in the Washington Post. And to be honest, I don't know what she was so afraid of. Like, if you know anything about Kim Mulkey, none of that was shocking. Okay, her not talking to her dad for 37 years, that was a bit shocking, admittedly.
I mean, but that kind of, what does that
But it
matter?
kind of fits in her personality, right?
Yeah.
And her not talking to her sister once she read about her dad kind of fits in with the sister, right?
Aaron
But
Rodgers don't talk to his family,
like at
allegedly.
all.
So
Um,
I didn't think Aaron Rodgers had a family.
I didn't either until I found out him and Jordan was brothers. Uh,
But him and who?
him and Jordan Rogers,
Swear.
yeah, they're brothers.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
see, like, same reaction I had. I was like, get out of here. Like, but yeah. So it's just like the big thing that the big stink that came out about it, and for the little amount of press it got, was about her relationship with LGBT players. Kim's a 60-year-old white lady from Louisiana. So, not to be stereotypical, but usually,
Yeah, you pretty much know that. Not a fan of that.
yeah, not really. I mean, it's the Bible
But
Belt.
Kim, but Kim, he was a basketball player, and
Come on.
not to
Right
say
here,
it,
it's like,
like
like,
Kim,
come on.
Kimberly.
Coach.
I know you
Coach.
didn't see some things.
You didn't see it or heard some things.
Man, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so, and that was the big thing about it. Everybody knew Brittany Griner was LGBT when she was at Baylor. Baylor is the biggest Baptist university in the country. And so I
How
kind of,
did she pull that shit off?
because she's 6'8".
Like, yo, like she really be. Oh my god, no. It's not the dark. How's the dark you want to get? Because like she was really hit this bitch like you want to.
Oh,
BG, my fault. Hey, you a dog, BG. I'm sorry.
but, Baylor is the biggest Baptist university
Oh
in
my
the
god.
country. Um, and so, that's a very hardly against, that's very strongly against what the motto of the school is. So I think Kim bit a lot of bullets for the university by going and talk to her players privately, like, hey, word around town is, it's like, it was an article. One of her former players, Neiman, I think was her last name, um, said Kim called in the office one day and was like, yo, word around town is they're seeing you out in town, and you had a lady companion. Not the best look,
Out of
basically.
town, going down.
Uh,
Hey man,
and so Neiman was like, yo, like, what's this about? And she was like, I'm just telling you, it's not the best look. And she had another player come in. Actually, it was Brittany Griner's high school teammate. Um, Came in. She was also LGBT as well. She dressed more like a boy and stuff like that. And so Kim addressed her like, ladies don't wear sweatpants and hoodies; they wear dresses.
they're basketball
Um,
players. Kim,
yeah, yeah, you know, and a lot of the articles about that, about her how she did joking, not jokes with players. Like one player, Hedy, had hair in big puffs. She had the big two giant ponytail puffs, and she always changed the hair color. And so one day, Kim walked off the field was like, "You and those damn colors. You gonna have those two ponytails at every game and stuff like that." It was now she took it as jest. I laughed at it when I read it, but if you're not knowing Kim or have listened to her talk, you would probably get
yeah,
offended. Um, so that
that's
was
something
the
people to be mad at.
yeah, right. It was nothing that to me required lawyers to be ready for. Now could Kim's public threat have scared people off?
Probably.
It's possible. The
It's
Washington Post probably could have went, look, we're not even trying to fight this, but it's not worth it.
that word around town probably went like, "Hey, pick your chin up."
Yeah, like the Post probably went, okay, take some of this more inflammatory stuff out. Like we're not risking it.
Yeah.
Nobody from LSU or Baylor gave any comment to the story at all. Um, So that was interesting as well. But the LA Times article actually received a lot more heat.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think that was because they focused a lot more on the girls, and I think that
yes,
was the problem,
yes.
not necessarily Kim.
And Moki said it herself. Moki was like, "We're used to it in as coaches. We signed up for that. We signed up for you to come at us, to criticize us, to call us the worst coach ever, whatever." He's like, "I'm
Right.
not going to attack children." Um, and the reporter used the phrase "dirty debutante," which, if you've never heard of it, I hadn't. In your free time, Google it
No,
and
because
just
we was
see what.
born in like the 90s. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
let's Google it now because we're past the time limit where we can cuss, even though we can't be cussing the whole time. So, dirty debutante. Probably should have did that on my phone. 'Cause keep talking while I look up dirty debutante. I'm
but
not
yeah.
that I need
So
to
the LA Times article basically played the card of big, bad, tough, dirty LSU versus pretty little American UCLA. Most of
Okay,
LA, most
so as
LSU
soon as I looked
teams,
up dirty debutante, a whole bunch of porn stuff came up. So that's interesting. I was
right?
behind that. Oh, so I guess they called them hoes.
Effectively, yes, they call them classless
Oh
women.
God, they go their classes where it's like that
Um,
racist
that's the
SOB Dave
that's
Portnoy,
that's
Dave
the
Portnose.
that's the PC word. It's classless, but he's
Oh,
called
hood
he's
rats. Oh,
yes,
get
hood
up.
rats,
That's
yes.
what yeah.
You see what he's saying, all right? But he did it against a UCLA team that's mostly not African American, and he used the term "milk and cookies" versus "dirty debutantes."
Milk and cookies or something. That's like very on the nose.
Milk and cookies versus Louisiana hot sauce, and then he
Which still
did
isn't great.
still isn't great, and then he said something else versus dirty debut. I can't think of the other phrase used, but it's something else versus dirty debutantes. Um, and that's the article that caught fire. That's when, of course, the racism cards came out. Sexism, Kim Mulkey cited sexism multiple times. Because it's stuff you don't see in the men's game. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the all white school versus the all black school. No one's writing the articles.
That's really like never talked about in the men's game though, if you think about it.
Never. No one's ever citing race in the men's game
Not since
at
the
all.
80s. Not since the
No,
80s.
that's the 80s. It's been a dead issue since the 80s. Maybe the early 90s. No one talks about race in the men's game. No one discusses attitudes in the men's game. Like, Florida Gulf Coast was flying around dunking black dudes with dreads, and no one brought up race or anything of that nature or where they came from or anything.
All them white
Like,
boys at Duke. Duke was always, no matter how many black people they had at Duke, Duke was
not a cold
always
white boy.
whenever it came to college basketball, Duke was always the white school. I don't
Always
know
the white
why.
school.
That was always the white school.
Well, that because everybody on campus was black, played the sport. But shit, hit no there. Um,
Look at you, Colorado.
right? um, but it's stuff that, and I think it's less racist and more sexist because it's stuff that's never talked about in the women in the men's game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And
and
I
people want
think
to go racism, but it's like it's not because there's more white play schools that play more black schools on the men's side. No one brings it up.
it's definitely sexism, and I think it's because it's not just if you look at the women's basketball now, even like outside of just the talent, these women have personalities. You
Big
know,
personalities.
like they pop their shit, especially LSU,
Facts.
and that's just
Talking, rapping, post game, during game, pre game.
they're people, you know, and like it. They're young, but they have personalities. They're gonna express their personalities and stuff like that, and they the winners. They the bully. You know what I'm saying right now?
And
Like
they grew up watching the men's game. We
exactly.
celebrated those attitudes on the men's side. We celebrate the bad boy Pistons and
Draymond Green choked somebody out every game.
every
Like
other game.
God, like
What I'm saying, they watch the men's game. They watch guys getting fights. They watch the enforcers.
they tough, they screaming, they face, they
They
yell, they
yelling
do
and
all
all
that,
this
they
stuff. So
clapping.
the women said, "Okay, that's what sells. So we're
And it's
allowed to
not
do
even
it
that's
too.
what sells. It's just kind of like
That's
have you
how
ever
they
met
play
a
the
hooper?
game.
Have you ever
Yeah,
met like that's
that's
you
how
know
they play
hoopers are.
basketball.
They're hoopers. That's how hoopers are. You know why
They
the other
talk
girls so
noise.
quiet? Because they suck.
They poo.
Oh, Milligan
Caitlin Clark
Cookies.
talks as
Like,
much as
yeah,
anybody.
yeah, you're right. Y'all think nobody actually like Milligan Cookies.
You know what I'm
But
saying? Like Caitlin Clark talked to much noise as anybody, and she's never given the same labels as the LSU players for a very specific reason. But again, I think it's more of a sexist issue because it's not talked about on the men's side. Draymond Green it gets chance
and I
after
also think
chance.
that with Caitlin Clark, she never does it outside. It's like the LSU players, they'll get in the press conference, and while they won't talk trash about somebody, they're gonna up themselves. They're gonna always up themselves. And Caitlin
Facts.
Clark is very when it's in between the lines, she yelling, she in your face and doing all that.
I
But
mean, but Caitlin Clark like she's had PR training. Like she knows exactly
yeah,
like
she
when a
doesn't.
microphone's in front of her face, it
I
goes
can't. I
way
can't
down.
tell you what her personality is like, but I would know what
Like I can tell you what Angel and Flage like.
Angel. Yeah, Florida. So it's just
Even Haley these days.
yeah. But and Kim. But let's
Facts.
kind of leads into today's Jack Blast. So on top of that article, after the loss, Angel Reese kind of broke down. Um, and it's just kind of sad because you kind of remember it. It's just kind of like, yo, like she's like a 21-year-old girl. Like at the end of the day, like
20-year-old person in general. Imagine you at 21 with all the weight and stuff she's had to carry since she won.
oh my gosh, I almost said something crazy.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Nah, man. Anyway, but no, like she said that she basically broke down. She was just like, man, ever since she won that championship last year, she has not had a moment of peace, and that's supposed to be like the highlight of her career. That's when you think like all her endorsements and stuff taken off the NIL. She was making money doing interviews and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? She became Black America's sweetheart. But really, you know how a lot of that started because Dave Portnoy, big face ass, his punk ass, is like, oh, that classless piece of shit. This 40-year-old man saying it's about a 20-some-year-old girl, and then
Yeah,
of
that's
course
just
on the
negativity.
internet it led to it's a rally cry for people like that, and not just from trolls because everybody will be like, oh, it's just Twitter trolls and
And
bots and
that's like
stuff like that.
legitimate,
No,
like
these are legitimate,
congressmen,
respected
like
congressmen, journalists, and
United States governmental workers were
yeah,
saying this stuff. Like,
like they're just on this young girl's ass because she played basketball. She played basketball and she won and she talked shit, right? And she was like she's been attacked, death threats. You see them, you see all the slave stuff whenever it is. They had a comment, it was
and it
just
went
like,
viral on IG. Yeah,
yeah, you got owned by your master. Ironically, it's a guy. Well, not even ironically, it's a guy with a Celtics profile picture. So, oh man,
oh Boston, oh Boston,
old Boston.
you
I'm
never
just
seen
saying.
this way.
Ivan
Never.
Harrison. No.
La- Last thing Boston did good for people was a Boston Tea Party. Uh,
No, Tom Brady. But
yeah, that was Foxborough. That wasn't
yeah,
Boston.
true. But yeah, like it's like she was like, and then she's been like sexualized. I mean, like she's a good looking girl, but good looking woman. But they was making like AI porn memes of her Sports Illustrated shoot, like how they did the Taylor Swift
Yeah,
thing.
that was weird. It was a
You know
weird
what I'm
time.
saying? And it's probably like a bunch of like there's probably like a bunch of creepy old niggas that was probably like in her DM or like in her face, and you know how niggas be on the internet.
Yeah,
Like
weird. Yeah. Niggas is weird.
there's some creepy people out here, and she's probably been sexualized from just a regular woman's basketball player, which a lot of women is sexualized. I'm sure that's a lot to handle. That's a lot to absorb on a daily basis from a 21-year-old, let alone a 21-year-old that I'm pretty sure she became the breadwinner for her family
Easily.
almost immediately. She's trying to win a championship. She's a competitor, and
I mean,
she's
I just
trying to figure out life.
I
You know what I'm
always
saying?
look at it in the sense of, and I'm glad I'm not old by any means. I'm like 26, right? But it gives me a perspective, and it goes like, imagine you were 21, you were 20, no one knows who you are. And like, yeah, you're a popular basketball player if you know girls basketball or you know whatever field you're in. But in the grand scheme of life, you're not nationally known. Like you can still walk down the street and sans a few people being like, oh, that's such and such. You're
Right.
gonna live your life fairly normally. And then you go through this historic event, which she did, battling Caitlin Clark in the finals last year was a historic event, right? With the whole country wide, still broke all kind of records, etc.
Right.
And now, like you said, you basically have Black America on your back all of a sudden, like for a
Nah.
variety of reasons,
Right.
whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether it's and she put herself in that light too, saying she wants to be an example for young Black girls to play basketball stuff like that too. Like she put herself in that weight, but at the same time, it's like, dude, that's a heavy
Nobody
weight.
and nobody expects the bad part. It's easy to say that you want it whenever all you getting is praise. Whenever
It's easy
everybody
to be the example.
exactly.
It's
Until
hard to be the point of contention.
exactly. It's hard to be the villain.
It's hard to be the villain. It's hard to be
It's
the
hard
villain.
to be the
LeBron
villain.
tried it for 12 months. Hated it.
Because nobody because like keep it a buck, you have to and clearly she's somebody that likes being liked because people typically with a bubbly personality, our girl personality, they like being liked.
Yeah.
Not saying that she don't been up backwards, but even if you don't, somebody necessarily has to be liked. Nobody wants to be hated,
Nobody wants to be hated.
and
She's
there are groups of people
downright
that hate her
hated
purely because she exists.
purely because
No
she
other reason,
breathes.
because she exists. You know what I'm
Like that's
saying?
gotta
Like,
be hard, bro. And she's from a small town in Maryland. Like it's not even like she's one of these guys that's like Cooper Flag, right? Like people legitimately don't like him already, but he's not been liked since 14, 15. Right? So when he gets to 21, 22, 23 in the NBA, he's used to it. You
and there are
know,
things that he's just not gonna face as a male. There are
as a
things
man,
that
as
he's
a,
not
as a
gonna
six
have to
foot ten
hear
white male, he's not
as
gonna
a
get
six
faced
foot
with
ten
it.
white man. There are things that he's just never gonna have to hear, have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? There are things that like even to shift it from race a little bit, like how they was talking about Haley.
They was on her
Like,
head. They was on
like
her head.
that's the thing though. It went from like memes and jokes, and then to somebody else just like, oh, everybody talking shit about Haley, like she don't have ass. Time to start this OnlyFans and blah 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 blah.
And
blah.
and
Like,
then
like,
that
like,
and then that shifted to we. I hope she has a good friend that keeps her off social media tonight because she's gonna need the support. Like within like 5 hours.
bro, like it's stuff that just kind of like men don't have to go through, male athletes, male celebrities, things like that. But I think like with today's athlete, which I kind of want to like touch on, it's just kind of like it's last little minutes here. How how everything is covered, how everything is talked about by fans and people. I think that it's at first I used to be like, man, they just whining. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do nothing to play a game for a job. But I can imagine this shit gets pretty annoying like every day, how you talked about every day. Somebody has a strong opinion on you every
Daily.
single day, almost every single hour. You can't
I'm about to say even
exist.
now more with social media, like you open your phone and there's 10,000 fresh opinions on what you did yesterday.
Exactly. It's like you can't do anything. Like it just has to be tough. Like and then people make like ignorant comments. Like you can't even get celebrated without it being a thing.
That's
Caitlin
somebody
Clark,
slandering.
Caitlin Clark has been thrown in the middle of two race wars, and all she
For
can do is play
play
basketball.
basketball.
I haven't heard this girl say anything about anything, but
I haven't heard her say anything of note besides I was really happy to meet Maya Moore.
I don't even know what she sounds like. Like,
I've heard her speak multiple times and I can't tell you.
but
And
Paul
she
Pierce goes on Undisputed today and be like, wow,
oh
nobody
god.
expected this little white girl to beat four black girls from, but she beat
No
them
one think
last year.
she no she
Well,
didn't.
not beat them, but she beat somebody. She beat,
She beat
uh,
South Carolina last year.
which had like way more black girls.
Yeah, she was talking about nobody expected her, the white girl from Iowa to beat LSU. LSU supposed to have dogs on the team. Like, if Paul Pierce was Paul Smith, he would be called every racist thing on the planet. Like,
And he might still be on Undisputed.
true, because Skip desperate.
Skip's
But
trying to find him a nigga, dog. I ain't gonna lie. He lost Shady. He like, man, I need to. He trying to find him that black that's not.
I need somebody. Cause Michael Irvin can't be it exclusively. But
He keep getting in trouble. Him and Sherm. I don't know what that
right,
shit together.
Sherm was DUI. You heard DUI like a month after being on the show.
Like, come on.
Um, but yeah, it's like, dude, like out of a white person's mouth, they're permanently canceled. Like it's because he used every trope that and every euphemism you can use to basically
It
say the
was
white
just
girl beat a team of
ignorant.
niggas.
It was just
Like
ignorant. It was ignorant though, because
it
it
was
was
a
like,
1980s basketball opinion. Oh, I can't believe the white girl beat the black people.
yes, white
Like
people play, white people play basketball now. A lot of white people play basketball better than black people now.
Dirk
It just
bust
is
your
what it
ass for
is.
years. You didn't realize white people play basketball. Like,
Like, come
Pau
on, dog.
Gasol took you out of 2 rings. You didn't realize white people play basketball.
Steve Blake. No,
Okay, all right, okay. Now, now we're going a bit far.
bro, like it's just like little shit like that. Like how you cover sports is like nobody. They don't have enough analysts anymore. It's
No,
all an
it's
opinion.
clickbait.
It's
It's
opinionist,
opinionist.
and I think
It's engagement based.
that tolls on the athlete because just kind of like even how we consume it, how we look at the athlete, and then we throw in gambling in the mix. That
Oh
just
God,
you even PJ Tucker was just like, bro, some of this shit's getting ridiculous. And I know he be getting death threats because his sprays be like mad low.
he
Um,
still don't hit him.
on whatever your sports book is at DraftKings or Prize
Yeah,
Picks or FanDuel,
ESPN
whatever
bet.
you ESPN bet, whatever you want to do to partner with JTS After Dark and I Miss Productions. But yeah, like he be it should be like over under 2.5 rebounds, and he don't get it. I know they be on his head. Like
I know. I remember Tyrese Halliburton spoke about that. Talking about he feels like a prop now. Like he'll have this great game, but he won't hit his rebound total. And he'll get like mentions in DMs about how he's this horrible player and he ruined somebody's parlay and it's like, dude, I just had 34, 6, and 12 because my over under was 6.5. I'm a bad player.
they are.
Like,
I mean, like we had a friend in our group chat. Remember, like for like 2 months straight, everything they would talk about the game had something to do with like betting, and it's just kind of like
yeah,
it's not fun. The discourse isn't fun for me with that.
it's
Maybe
not
because I'm
fun.
not a gambler, but I don't want like every single thing to be about something else. Like I don't know. I just feel like people don't enjoy the game anymore. People watch the game to be right, and that's football, basketball, baseball, whatever. People watch sports now to be right or to be right in some form or fashion. You be right in your bets, to be right in your opinions, to have something
I'm
to say. It's like
I'm
people.
fine with you trying to be right in your opinions. I really am because that's the whole
You
we've been
kind of
talking
build
about
a brand
sports.
off of it, but
That's true, but we've been talking about it since we were 5 or 4. Like, oh, I like this player because he's better than your player. Blah blah blah. Like that's been your opinions you were 5 or 4, right? This betting aspect is different because now casuals no longer say, "Oh, I like them because I like whatever." It's now, "Oh, I think Tyrese Maxey good. He didn't hit his over 12 straight games." Like that's what? Like there, there's no way to go in there even with the conversation because okay, he hit his over. Now what?
I
Like
mean, I just feel like how things are covered is so absolute for a single moment, and
and
I
it's
think
killing
every
the
single
sports. It's
it's like the Jets. They just got Hassan Reddick. If the Jets stay healthy, can they win the Super Bowl? The Jets have not won 7 games since I don't think I was driving yet. The last time the Jets won more than seven
the
games.
last time the Jets won the AFC East.
It was in middle school.
'07? Did they win the year the Patriots didn't win it? Because
No,
even
they
when
won
Mark
it
Sanchez
like
and it was going to the Super, even when Mark Sanchez was to play, I think they were wild cards.
they won like 2009, I think.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the year Brady blew his ACL out.
No, but it was ACL out in 2008.
That's true. So I had to have won it that
They
year.
got us 1 year. No, they got us 1 year. We win it every year
We won 18 out of 20. So
because he
yeah, I
won it
guess
twice. But anyway,
yeah, but
not it's just
not to
like
sidetrack. But it's like, dude,
bro, it's just like oh shit,
they've
let's watch
they've they've been
football.
a
Like
franchise for like 60 years, and they've been relevant for like 5 of them. Let's not jump them to Super Bowl contender because they got a 40-year-old quarterback and a pass rusher the Eagles didn't want to pay. Like
yeah, like
let's relax. Like
it's like we can't enjoy and like you have to speak it like an absolute of it. Now you
I'm
have to be
hey,
like
I'm a Pelicans fan, right?
you can't
We went
appreciate the
from
moment.
nobody talking about us to like Stephen A. Can they win the finals? Can you
Can they
make the
make
playoffs first?
yeah?
Like, Like the progression, and that's what's being ruined in sports. It's the progression.
because nobody appreciates what they're watching. They're all
Nobody
like
cares the
worried
progression.
about
They want the finished products.
they want the finished product.
Jason
Nobody,
Tatum's what, 24, 25?
yeah,
And he thought it'd been told, oh, he hasn't won yet. Nobody
he's getting
really
bus
won this
conversations,
early.
not bus conversations, but they're like, oh, he can't beat the guy and all
Yeah.
that.
He needs a number one, another guy with him to win. Hey, no one truly besides like Kobe won this early.
And Kobe had
Had Shaq.
he didn't just have a guy, he
He
had
had
the guy.
the guy.
He had the guy to the NBA. So it's just like
Like it's like no one. Kareem won this early with the Bucks. That's about it.
exactly.
Everybody else takes year 6, 7, 8 before you start cracking because you got to get your head beat in by the guys who are winning. Like it's
Like,
ridiculous.
it's very, I don't know, like how it's covered, how it's talked about, how it's discussed. It's very, it's I don't want to say oversaturated, but it's kind of like watered down. Like I found corny like the love of the game, but it's like people don't love the game anymore. Like when's the last time you can like honestly say like, oh, you just sat to watch it? That's why I think that's part of the reason why football is still kind of holding on as king because people have so much team loyalty. I think partially of player loyalty and wanting to see that instant gratification. It's kind of like it kind of dampened other sports. You know what I'm saying? Because now even the players with the whole teaming up thing, I know I sound like get on my porch and shit like that, but it's just kind of like they just want a ball. Now it's like
I
I
gotta go
better
win a
say get a
ring.
ring
Otherwise,
so,
I suck.
so people can get off my ass.
Yeah.
That's what it
The
is.
perfect example. Perfect example. It's April, early April. I've been hearing this, and I love this podcast. I really do. On ESPN's Hoop Collective since like end of January, early February. They have repeatedly asked on the show about how the Spurs are going to be able to win around Victor Wembanyama quickly. The dude is 19 and a rookie. Yes, he's really, really good.
He is.
But the fact that they're talking about he may not stick around in San Antonio for the rebuild, he's a rookie. Now, people have
What do
there is
you
a
mean stick around
precedent.
for the rebuild? Nigga, he is the rebuild. The
That's what I'm
rebuild
saying.
is
That's what I'm saying.
him.
There's a precedent for everything, and maybe he's the player that says, "Screw it, I'll sign a qualifying offer with somebody else at the merge contract," so on and so forth. I don't know because they said Zion would do, it, and then he didn't. But so on and so forth, right? But the fact that he's not even finished with his rookie year, and we're already saying the Spurs might lose him in free agency, like what? Like, can they get a chance? Like, can they get an attempt to build around? Can they try a couple of off seasons? Like,
Right.
it's ridiculous. I grew up wanting to be an athlete. At this point, I'm glad I'm not because it's like I would hate this every day. Like I would hate going.
You can't really enjoy
You
your
can't enjoy it.
you can't enjoy it because you have to hit the benchmarks. You have to be there already. And I think we probably grew up in the greatest time of athletics just in general because we got to witness so much history being made and broken and things like that. And I think that spoiled us. Shit, even look at how we talk as Patriots fans. The draft talk. Oh, we got to trade back because we need all these holes, and then we can just drop a quarterback in to be a Super Bowl contender. Oh, we take a quarterback at 3. He better be the guy that can lead us to the Super Bowl in the franchise. Can we? Oh, Gerard Mayo is already failing. It's,
He's never had a training camp yet.
it's April 2nd.
He's never coached a training camp yet.
We don't know if he's gonna run a 3-4 or a 4-3. Like
We don't know what he's even doing on the team besides
he
taking
doesn't know
interviews.
who's all on his roster.
He doesn't even he just finished his coaching staff. Like
We have
he don't even have his
like
front office together yet.
like bruh, like just chill. And I think like we gotta have patience in these things because I think that's what comes to like the best part of being a sports fan is whenever you have the patience and well you can really apply this to anything sometimes some of the best things in life don't come out of it being instantly gratified and we're in such an instant gratification society we're in such a prove me right prove me wrong
Such an
society
Amazon
we want to
delivery
be
society.
Yeah,
where I can
where
push
then
this
it's
button and I'm
kind of
gonna have it
like,
overnight.
yeah, where it's just kind of like, okay, this can come whenever you finally see it in fruition. You're like, wow, look at the journey and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
most of the fun. And we talk about all our sports legends. That's the fun. That's the story. The
like
fun is that Tom Brady won 3 out of 4 years and then didn't win for 10 years. And in the meantime, he's breaking every record under the sun. Then he goes back to winning again. It's fun that Jordan had to battle the bad boy Pistons and the Celtics and the Cavs. Then he wins. It's fun that LeBron had to go through the bad boy Pistons too, and the Spurs and the Celtics. Then he wins. Like,
and Dwight Howard.
and Dwight Howard. Shout out to Dwight Howard.
See,
You
that's the
know,
thing. Like you miss out on that because you're trying to prove you
you're
miss
trying
out
to
on the
prove that
Dwight
Jason.
Howards and the Pistons and the you miss out on like the Brandon Roys. You miss out on watching Lamar Odom with the knuckleheads on the Clippers. You know what I'm
That was
saying?
a good time. That was fun. That was
We,
fun basketball.
you miss out on Mark Sanchez or you miss out on watching shit. The AFC pretty much been locked up. You miss out
Yeah.
on Jay Cutler's Super Bowl run.
Facts.
Like he was actually a really good football player.
And still never threw 4,000 yards in a season. The Bears are weird people.
There's very
Um,
weird. But it's like,
but
like
yeah, like,
T-ball
but
time.
a
You
lot
miss out
of
on all of that because you're
a
trying
lot of the
to.
story of the game isn't
Right.
told in the championship round and the finals.
It's not the best moments of the game happen in between.
Like Michael Jordan's double nickel didn't happen in the finals. It happened in one the year he came back in the Garden. Like,
Like,
imagine if it was like, oh, that doesn't matter because he didn't win the finals that year.
and
Which
forget Jordan old ass. When Kobe dropped 81, the
that was
team
like a
stunk.
random Tuesday in like February.
I remember exactly where I was. Shout out to Godfather's Pizza. Like that
That was like
was
a random Tuesday in February, dog. Like
yeah, like that was just like it's
Kobe went
moments like
8.
that. I think we don't appreciate the moments as much as we like,
Russ
okay.
doing the 20-20-20 and
And
all that
look, and
Nipsey.
look, and look, after they win it, this is the first thing everybody said, can you do it again? Everybody was on LSU hands for them to repeat.
LSU came in, they had so much pressure this year. I'm actually like, and I talked to a couple of guys today, and they were like, "Oh, LSU was crying after they lost. They were talking all they know when they won." I'm like, y'all don't understand the pressure they was under when they showed up at Colorado for the opening game. They had the pressure of not just winning; they had the pressure of repeating, being undefeated, and being hailed as arguably one of the greatest college female rosters ever. That's what they walked to the first game with. They had not played a game together. Anissa Morrow was new. Haley Van Lith was new. They were down 2 of their players, and no one cared.
They had that weird thing about Angel Reese kind of playing and kind of not playing.
Yeah,
Somebody
Angel Reese had that whole thing
great.
about was she even locked in? Was she in shape? She didn't play for like 4 games.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying that was the pressure they were under. Like, then all
But
of a sudden,
nobody looked
everybody
at that.
wants to talk to them. Everybody's pulling them every which direction. They're on everything. It's just like, oh, they had a bad season. They lost in the Elite Eight. Huh?
And as a fan, I get it. We don't need to get like all the intricacies and things like that happen. But at the same time, it's just kind of like I think that's why people should adopt the become a fan of the team mentality because then you can kind of like watch shit develop and play out. Like if I'm a Thunder fan, oh my gosh, I'm eating
I'm
good
over the
because
moon.
man, like I just came in with KD, Russ, and Harden, watched that get destroyed. Had the PG Melo era, that was trash,
That
and
sucked.
then yeah, you had to do Andre Roberson for like a year, and then next thing you know, bam, oh, we got Shea, we got Chet, we got these
J
people
Dub,
ran
J Will,
Jay,
Dort.
yeah, Dort, who looked like a strong safety, like
That
this,
man like a DN. That nigga
yeah,
bro
like
huge.
yeah. So it's just like
And he got R Giddy.
you got to watch, your team develop, right? It wasn't such an instant gratification. It was almost like no pressure. And I think that's why it's kind of cool of being like fans of like the low key teams, which is like, man, I really wish I was like a Commanders fan or something. Because like whenever you're a Patriots fan, everybody can't wait for your fucking
Everybody, oh
downfall.
god, everybody, wait on
It's
that
okay,
shit.
losers. We're gonna take Drake May and then go to the Super Bowl again. But
Like this why you been a Timberwolves fan, dude. Like nobody cared about you. And all of a sudden now you got like
now
one of
you
the
lit.
faces of you just
Like,
amazing.
yeah,
The
like
Nuggets, bro.
man.
Like post Melo, nobody cared about the Nuggets. Now you got like Jokic running around. Like
Yeah, bro.
The
Like
Bucks. It's
y'all lit.
great.
So, I don't know. But I think that's been a pretty good time for we done squeezed all the juice out of this sports week.
Yeah, everything they got squeezed out. Huh? Like you said, it's
Hey,
gonna be.
yo. Hey, yo. On
speaking
that
of
note, we
speaking
signing
of
out.
Anthony Edwards, hold on, wait, let me see this dunk he just did. Jesus,
Oh, that's tough.
he dunked over multiple Rockets players.
Best player in the league.
Okay, let's not lose our minds here.
Hey,
Um,
socials at JTimesports. All your socials.
all socials at JTimesports on literally everything. I will go through the list,
Literally,
but if you're
literally
just
everything.
if
You
it's
gonna
a
say
social
whatever you
media
want.
at JTimesports, because the logo itself has all of the socials on it, but literally all the socials at JTimesports. Um, expect the audio show tomorrow. I mean, this probably won't come out tomorrow, but expect the audio show Wednesday. By the time you guys see this, the audio show will be up for this week as well.
Video show should be up either tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see.
There's
Yep.
a wherever you get your podcast, but by the time you see this video show, the audio show will be up as well. So you'll have both shows for this week. Make sure you like, rate, and subscribe to the Just in Time Sports Podcast on YouTube, Pandora, wherever you get your other stuff. Also follow IMS Productions on Instagram
I
to
Miss
look at
Predictions 2023.
IMS
Okay.
Productions 2023 on Instagram. Make sure that you look out for other IMS projects. Like I'm loving this partnership, and I can't wait to continue and see what it takes going further.
Thanks. We're gonna get the JTS OnlyFans show you the real after dark.
Oh, whoa, whoa there. Who am I? Haley Van Lith? I didn't get cooked yesterday.
Oh
Uh,
my god, dude. That was such a fucking reach, bro. What if she want to be a guest on the show now? Now we can't have her on the
now
show.
we can't have her.
Haley, you can come on the show.
Haley, I apologize. I'm a huge fan. I think I backed you to a corner there. I'm actually a humongous fan. They did you down bad putting you on that game last night.
He a humongous fan.
I
You hear
am
that? He a
huge fan.
humongous fan. That's good.
I
I
mean,
want
you're
to
not Paige
freestyle with
Beckers, but
Flo J. So,
yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. That girl can rap for real.
oh shit. She was
Like,
she was rapping with Wayne, and she was like rapping with Wayne. So I was
as I'm saying,
like,
that girl can rap for real. Nah, she got it.
but all right, we rambling. JTS After Dark episode 3. It's been lit. I'm Jai from Hey Jai, also the owner of IMS. That's Jack from JTS, and we'll think of a sign out or
Yeah, we'll
something
think of a sign on one day. Yeah, we'll get it together.
one of these days.